Alright, boys and girls, and welcome to Gordon Guitar Alt J on this channel here. We had them before, and this one is called Get Better. And you know, guys, if you practice this song, I am pretty sure you will get better on guitar, because this one, I believe, is one of the more complex songs I covered here on this channel so far. So this one is strictly a picking song here. You will just pick notes from different chords here, and it's different here, this song as well, so that is one challenging part as well. There's nothing kind of the same in this song. It goes like in different way through the whole song from different verses and so on. So it could be a real challenge for some of you guys, but I like to cover different kind of styles, techniques, and also levels of difficulty on this channel here. So this one is certainly one of these higher level songs here. Otherwise from that, nothing is really impossible here. So with your practice, it could be done here. So let's start with this chords. We don't need any capo for this one. We have 7 different chords to handle here. So even if we don't grab the full chords as they are in this song here, because we're gonna work with some picking techniques, and for that we don't need to grab full chords. I'm gonna show you the full chords, and you can choose to strum or just do one down for each chord if you wish, if you think this is too much with the picking here. So the chords are A, so open A, second D, second G, second B, and open E. Then comes G, so third E, second A, open D, open G, third B, and third E. Then D, so open D, second G, third B, and second E. And then F sharp minor. So you bar all strings here on the 2nd fret, and the rest will be 4th on A and 4th on D. Then we have E minor. So open E, second A, second D, open G, open B, and open E. Then we have E7. So pretty similar here. Open E, second A, open D. That's the only thing that differs here. And then first G as well, different there from the E minor. And then open B and open E. And then we have finally the B minor chord. So that is a bar here on the 2nd fret from the A string and down, so 5 strings, and the rest will be 4th on D, 4th on G, and 3rd on B. So I believe that covers all chords here, yes. So I'm gonna take you through from kind of chords to chord here, and it's really hard to get a grip of this song. It's really, it goes, like I said, in different ways and just suddenly changes in rhythm and so on. So it really plays a lot with techniques and tempo and all that good stuff. So the only thing I can do for you, I can give you the picking pattern. I really worked hard with this song to get it right with all these different notes, that is. So yeah, let's start with this song. We'll start with A minor, A, G, D, G, F, and A. That's the first chord progression here. So you're gonna play this part here. Alright, it's pretty massive right from the start here. So I'm gonna go through this. 2nd on G, open E, 2nd on B, and open E. That's the A. One time like this. Then you go to G, open G, 3rd E, 2nd B, and 3rd E. That's the G. One time there. And then D. 2nd G, 2nd E, third B, and second E. You're gonna play 2 times for that. Okay, so 1A, 1G, 2D. Then goes the G here. Sorry, the D here. The G chord here. So 5th here on the A string, 4th on the G string, 5th on the D, and 4 on the G. Okay, then comes this part, and that is the F sharp, or D with the F sharp in the bass. We'll call it F sharp. That is 4th on D, 3rd on B, 2nd on G, and 3rd on B. And finally A. And that differs from the first A we just played in the beginning here. So this A is played 2nd on D, 2nd on B, 2nd on G, and 2nd on B. Okay, so this chord progression you will play for 2 rounds. And then we're gonna start in the lyrics. It's these times I'll need if you go. So that's where we are, still in the first verse. So that starts with G, D, and A. And that chord progression will be for 2 rounds. And it will sound like this. And then comes the D here. Okay, and then comes the A. Okay, so you're gonna play the G like this. So that is 3rd on E, open B, open D, open B, open G, open B, open D, open B. So yeah, right from the start we're pretty confused here, I guess, but let's go on, just do this together. Okay, so the G was, and then you're gonna play the D here, which is this grip up here, 5th on A, 4th on D, 5th on E, and 4th on D, and then A. That is open A, 2nd B, 2nd D, 2nd B. Like this. Okay, so 2 Gs, which is the full pattern I've just showed you, and then 1 D and 1 A. We'll do that for 2 rounds, and that's the first verse. Yeah, so we come so far with the first verse, and then we are in the lyrics. Get better, my darling. So that's where the first chorus starts, and this part is much more convenient and easier. You will have the actual D chord, the B minor, the G. Okay, so you will work with the actual chords here, and even the E7. So these 4 chords, D, B minor, G, and E, will come in this chorus. You're gonna play it like this. Sorry. Okay, so this, get better, my darling, I know you will. Get better, my darling, I know you will. So that's how the chorus sounds. So what you do there, you hold the actual chords, the D, B minor, G, and you're gonna play the bass for each and every chord. So in this case, for the D, it's open D. And they're gonna play the G, B, and E together 3 times. Okay? That is 1 time for D. And the B minor is the same. You're gonna just switch the bass to this A string instead of the D here. Same there. And the G, same pattern there. You're just gonna switch the bass to this E in the bass. So bass and 3 times on the G, B, and E. That's 1 round for each chord. And for these chords, you're gonna play 2 D, 2 B minor, my darling, 2 Gs, and 2 D. Okay, that is 1 chord progression, and then you're gonna start all over again. 2 Ds, 2 B minor, 2 Gs, and here it's gonna change it a little bit. I know you will, so on will, you're gonna play 1 like this only on D, bass and the strings together, and then you're just gonna switch directly to the E7 and play 3 rounds, and then just 1 extra bass together with all these 3 strings, G, B, and E. So just to summarize this part, D 2 times, B minor 2 times, G 2 times, D 2 times. Then again, D 2 times, B minor 2 times, G 2 times, and then on the D here, just like that, and then 3 rounds of E7, and 1 extra together. And that's the first chorus. Okay, so the next verse here changes again, of course. The song is completely like, yeah, it changes all the time here. So this time we have the D and this pattern for D. I'm gonna go through the different patterns here for the 3 chords we're gonna use, the D, B minor, and G. So the pattern this time will be like this. So open D, 2nd E, open D, 3rd B. That's the pattern for D this time, okay? And then comes the B minor. The pattern will be, so 2nd A, 2nd E, 2nd A, 3rd B. And the pattern for G this time will be, okay, so that is 3rd on E, 3rd on B, 2nd on A, and 3rd on E. Logic, huh? All right. So with this, we're gonna play 2 rounds of D, then 2 rounds of B, then 2 rounds of D again, then 2 rounds of G, then 2 rounds of D, 2 rounds of B minor, then 2 rounds of D, and 2 rounds of G. Sorry. Alright, and so far we have played to spread its soul quantity, okay? So that's where we are in the lyrics, and then comes in the lyrics a younger you, a younger me. So when he sings that, a younger you and a younger me, meeting at the serpentine, and that part is just a vocal part. And then comes I'm yours. So when he sings I'm yours, you're gonna switch back to this technique we used in the chorus here with E7, with the bass and the G, B, and E together. You're gonna do 2 times for E7, and then you're gonna do 1 time for D, and then 1 time for A, and then comes an instrumental part, D 1 time, and then comes G only like this, then F sharp minor, then E minor, and then comes a break, and then comes a note like a short melody like this. Okay, and that melody is played open G string 3 times, then 4th on D, 2nd D, back to 4th on D, open D, 1st A, 2nd A, 2nd E, open E, and open D 2 times. So that was the instrumental part that come right after this second verse. So it goes kind of into the second verse and it ends like that. So that was the instrumental part, and then starts the verse number 3. Happy birthday, that's the lyrics there. Now, of course, we have another change of handling these different chords we already handled before. So for A, you will play like this. So that will be open A, 2nd B, 2nd D, and 2nd B. And then for the next chord, the D, you will play open D, 2nd E, 2nd G, and 2nd E. Like this. And then for G, you will play 3rd E, open B, open D, and open B. Alright. So with this, we have the chords 1 time for A, then 1 for G, and 2 for D. Then comes 1 G, 1 D, and 2 A. Then in lyrics, when out of ICU, 1 A, 1 G, and 2 Ds, 1 G, 1 D, and 2 A. And in lyrics, at this time, it's on time 2 Gs, 1 D, and 1 A, and then 2 Gs again, 1 D, and 2 A. Alright, and that is verse number 3. Okay, and then comes second chorus, and that is played, and it's so nice to say that it's played in the same way as the first chorus, so I'm really relieved there. Okay, and then after that follows a 4th verse there, and that one is played in the same way as verse number 2, so that was an easy part as well. And even the instrumental part that follows, and the part, you know, where it starts, when it ends with this melody, that's the instrumental part, and it will be the same here, so nothing new there. Then comes a 5th verse, and we are closing to the finish line here. We're coming close now, but this 5th verse, it's very long, it's extended here. I can say that you're going to play in the same way as we learned for the 3rd verse here, and that will cover till we come in the lyrics, the fire brigade using the jaws of life. So when you play that A chord on life, which will be the last A in the verse 3, that will be played in the same way till this one. And then it just changes when it comes to the D chord here. So the D you used in verse 3 will be played like this now from now on. So it starts no flush at night. So from there on, you will play the following Ds in this way. That will be open D, 3rd B, 2nd G, and 3rd B. So otherwise it's in the same way. So I'm just gonna go through the different chords here. I'm not gonna play for you, just mention that how many times, and you will play after that. So no flush. On flush you play 2 Gs, 1 D, 1 A. I still pretend 2 Gs, 1 D, and 2 A. Front garden bouquet, 1 G on bouquet, and 2 Ds. And then comes 1 G, 1 D, and 2 A's. From the living room window, so from there, I'm going to play 1 A, 1 G. I stand and watch 2 D, and stand and watch the white sheet go over. So over, you play 1 G. Family car, 1 D. I close my eyes, 1 A. Okay, so there stops the picking here, and then we're gonna come to this part still in the 5th verse. It's very long. I still pretend you're only out of sight. So from here on, it's only 1 down for the following chords: G, D, out of sight, A, in another room, G, smiling at your phone, D, and A on phone. And then comes I still pretend, G, you're the only, D, out of sight, A, in another room, G, smiling, D, at your phone, A. Okay. And then starts another strumming or like kind of picking pattern here. I still pretend. From there on, you will play 2 Gs, and you go back to the same pattern you still played in the 5th verse. We are still there in the 5th verse. So you're gonna go back to the picking here, and you're gonna play the G 2 times, D 1 time, and A 1 time. That is 1 chord progression from now on, and you're gonna play that for 4 rounds. So G 2 time, D 1 time, and A 1 time for 4 rounds. And that brings you to this outro parts. Okay, and it goes on with this G 2 times, D 1 time, and A 1 time. The outro part starts in the lyrics, hey younger me, a younger you. So you're gonna play that for 8 rounds in the same way as you played the G, D, A before, right before there in the 5th verse. So you're gonna play that for 8 rounds, and then you're gonna finish with a chorus play right after this 8 rounds with the D, B minor, G, and D for 2 rounds. And I need a glass of water. I mean, this one, I just worked with it so long. I need to just get it, to learn it, how the song goes first, and then to just get everything down. And I really fully understand if you go nuts on this tutorial. And but that is how this song goes. And if it was helpful like 1%, just let me know. And yeah, thank you for watching this tutorial. If you did, I'm really proud of you guys, and you really are loyal to Gordon Guitars. So good luck with this one, guys. And yeah, we will have other kind of songs in this channel, so don't be afraid and run away. See you soon, guys, and don't forget, like always, play tuned.